a shy crowd here today.
Yeah, we do. Not a lot of chanting. We've got little meek. Now you guys couldn't hear it because of the intro part, but yeah, we've got quite a crowd here taking pictures of Bisu in his booth. We start now with our Zerg player on the top, and we have Bisu, our Protest player, on the bottom. This map is... What did I say this is? Oh, this is Destination. Yes, this is Destination. Actually, you know what? I just heard the Korean commentators call it Coliseum. We're so used to saying Andromeda and Coliseum because of the...
Season 1.
Season 1, but also like the first 2 weeks. Remember how we had like... That was the only 2 maps we played on until the round of 64, so... It's a common mistake, I suppose.
Well, now we are on to Destination, however, and let's see if they start anything different here. Bisu already working on a pylon on his expansion site, so we'll see if he looks to do a fast expansion again like he did in that first match. As for DeviL, he went to a spawning pool before second hatchery. We'll see if he goes with that strategy again. He is sending out a drone as it meets the probe. Is he going to go for a hatchery? It looks like he might want to. He's thinking about it. Now a second drone coming out. Bisu looks like he knows that DeviL wants to expand and is trying to harass him. He's doing a good job of harassing him somewhat. Getting in the way. Bisu pulling out a second probe, and yes, there is the fast expansion of DeviL. So DeviL is going to a 2 hatchery formation rather than the fast spawning pool, which he had gone with in the first round. Bisu also fast expanding to a Nexus. Now it is DeviL with his spawning pool. And Bisu doing a good job of harassing those drones. Obviously, if every now and then they're forced to battle off that probe, that's one more drone that is not mining minerals. Overlord just now getting to Bisu's base. And Bisu going with a similar formation that he went with in the first round. He's got his forge working and will probably come out with some cannons to help aid on that expansion. And a third hatchery. So DeviL going to a macro game as he wants to build up as many drones early on by the looks of it. Bisu relentless with that probe, doing a good job of keeping that alive on the base and just doing as much harassment as possible. And a lot of times you can tell a good player in their ability to harass. I mean, harassment is such an important part of this game. Smart play there by DeviL to go to the evolution chamber, cancel, and basically pick up some extra hit points to his drone there. First assimilator out now for Bisu. He's already got a cannon on his base. And it looks like DeviL is going to continue to regenerate his drone using that evolution chamber technique. Meanwhile, trying to battle off the probe. And once again, Kim Taek-young doing a good job. I mean, DeviL doesn't want to waste too much time going after that probe because obviously he wants to keep mining. And now Bisu finally pulling that probe back after getting plenty of information as to what DeviL is up to. Cybernetic core up, and immediately, as soon as it finishes, Stargate up right away.
Look how lonely Panda Bear guy is because Nick is not here. Oh.
Probe continuing to work around, and now a fourth hatchery for DeviL. So DeviL is definitely going for a huge macro play in this game. He's going for a completely different strategy than that of the first round. You see a lot of extra larvae lying around, and what that means is that he's saving those up because he doesn't have money. He's trying to make as many drones as possible. Once again, as I mentioned, going to a macro game.
You think that'll benefit him this time around as opposed to last time?
By the looks of it, for starters, yeah, I would say it doesn't look like Bisu's doing anything to come out overly aggressive because he's gone to his Nexus, he's gone to Cannon to defend, so he's not necessarily looking to do anything terribly offensive. So the fact that DeviL is going for a macro game right now, I think this actually plays in his favor. Actually, I shouldn't say his favor. I'm not going to say that it's his advantage right now. What I will say is that it's not his disadvantage. I think last game, because he didn't go enough of a macro game, it sort of played against him, but we'll see what happens this time. Of course, they're already out, and looks like he's going to knock off one Overlord immediately. Able to do so, and it looks like pushing in with 4 Zerglings. And the same, as I said, same formation for Bisu as he's got the 2 cannons there to defend. And still, Bisu with that probe still alive. Very, very impressive. Zerglings trying to get through onto the main. 3 Zerglings onto the main for DeviL. He's going to have to chase those off with perhaps a Zealot and a Dragoon. But he's working on the Templar archive, perhaps trying to slow down. I think he's probably better off going after some of the probes. 4 Overlords on the base, actually about 6, I think, including the Shadows, and these Corsairs are going to have their free pickings for a bit, unless DeviL gets a few more Hydralisks up. 3 Corsairs out. Bisu's going to want to knock off as many of those Overlords as possible. DeviL, meanwhile, you know, I would have liked to have seen him knock off a few more probes with the Zerglings. And now as DeviL comes out with the Scourges, it appears that Bisu is going to back off now with his Corsairs. Archon out for Bisu. And he looks like he's working on a few more gateways. DeviL looking for the Corsairs, trying to take an offensive approach. And Bisu looking to expand at the 8 o'clock position. And it looks like it will be spotted by DeviL. So DeviL knows that he's there. Bisu's going to have to help protect that. That's going to slow his offensive game down a little bit.
When do you think he's going to push?
Well, I think right now Bisu clearly has more units, I would think, compared to DeviL. He's got the Hydralisks, but because he's had to make those Scourges, he doesn't have as many offensive units. And now, well, speaking of which, here is the push by Bisu, as he's got his 2 Archons as he did last game. And I think right now he's looking pretty good with that. I think DeviL might want to make another Sunken Colony here. Although, the good thing is he does have that choke point on this destination map. That's actually going to help DeviL defend, which perhaps he wasn't able to do on the last game on Chungfungyong. Scourges going after the Corsairs. Don't know if it's going to be able to catch it in time before it reaches its base. And now he's actually drawing him out. DeviL, this might be a mistake in coming out like this. He needs to back off. He does not want to be out there in open field against those Archons. He's losing some of those Hydralisks. And finally he backs off. Once Bisu gets his Psionic Storm upgrade and brings in those High Templars, then it'll probably be a better time for him to push because of those choke points created by those bridges on this map. So you asked when should he push? You know, I actually wasn't expecting him to push as early as he did. I would have thought that he would have waited until the High Templars came out, but it looks like he's going after the other expansion side.
Well, his Corsairs are just going around picking off these Overlords.
They are doing a good job of that, and Overlords do have the speed upgrade, but right now they are being picked off easily. He needs to get some more Scourges out, otherwise he's going to find himself way down. And Bisu actually a wise choice to go after this expansion because it does not have that choke point like the main base. And right now, there is your GG.
Wow.
And good play by Bisu as he realized the expansion was good to go. And as he knocked it off, a great play by Bisu, and he is now going to advance to the round of 32. Good play by him. Like I said, I wasn't expecting him to push that way. It wouldn't have been a wise idea to go after the main, but as he saw that the expansion was unprotected, good choice by him. You see a very dejected DeviL player right now.
Yeah.
Very disappointed for him. I think, he was just kind of playing defense the whole game. He really didn't get a chance to put in an attack against Bisu, which I think most players do get upset about.
Well, I know. You said that you were a Zerg player yourself. What do you think that he did wrong?
Like I said, I mean, he needed to go with the macro game, which he clearly did. He just basically got spotted at 3 o'clock. I think he obviously needed another sunken colony at the very least. The fact that Bisu went with the Archons, he wasn't able to go through the choke point with those Archons, but the fact that he was able to go to the expansion side, getting through, that was obviously free pickings with the Archon at that point. So DeviL, I mean, he's going to have to take this as a learning experience. I think from the early game standpoint, as I mentioned, Bisu did a great job of harassing. It might seem very nominal, but even a little bit better job by DeviL to hold off that harassment, get rid of that probe a little bit earlier. You're not giving up as much information. You're not showing how much of a macro game you're taking on. Those are little things that hurt him in the long run. So I think he's going to have to learn from that, find different ways to be a better micro player in terms of knocking off the probe, get away that information, don't give up that information early on, and perhaps even take a little more of the offensive. Instead, you send down a drone, you be the one that's being aggressive to knock off their probes. And perhaps if he can do that, then, like I said, he really didn't have any moment where he took the offensive, and I think he's got to be disappointed in that. Just to be playing the defensive.